Call of Duty will be paywalling future limited time events behind its Battle Pass. My name is Mingers. I've been playing Call of Duty for about 20 years and I've seen a lot of things come and go, especially when it comes to microtransactions on the game. So I thought I'd share my thoughts. So if you do enjoy this video, leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think of them paywalling a limited time mode in Call of Duty. Is it going to become a reality? I think, unfortunately, it will be, but we'll talk about it right now. This is just some casual BR mode, playing with some randoms. It's just a bit of gameplay in the background. And let me know if you enjoy this type of video, and let's get into it. This claim was made recently by the Ghost of Hope, a well-known leaker of very reliable and accurate information on the Call of Duty franchise. So let's talk about what this might potentially mean for the future of Call of Duty and Warzone. Only recently on social media, I saw this rumor and it sparked some pretty passionate replies. And because of the popularity of Call of Duty, it's going to be a pretty big deal if it actually comes true. For those of you who don't know what this means, let's break it down. Activision, the company that owns Call of Duty, was acquired by Microsoft at the end of 2023. And the general consensus at the time was that of positivity. People noting potential benefits like better access to games through the Xbox Game Pass, whilst also keeping the game accessible to PlayStation. So it's pretty much a win-win for both sides of consoles. There used to be PlayStation exclusivity very early on releases of the game for the Call of Duty multiplayer, but it seems that the Xbox people, Microsoft, are willing to let that one slide, and both platforms will be on pretty much even terms. There's also the benefit of bolstering Microsoft's mobile gaming market presence, which is a very large growing market. The mobile gaming is taking off. And there were some people that were opposed to the idea of Microsoft being in charge of Call of Duty. Usually with big acquisitions like this, it often leads to cost cutting and a reduction in overall quality of the product. So without charging for a free game like Warzone, how would Microsoft make its money? And the answer, of course, is from selling bundles and the Battle Pass. So since 2020, it's estimated Warzone has generated almost $7 billion in revenue. And we don't know for sure. The books aren't open. Overall, Call of Duty has made about $30 billion in its lifetime, and that's over decades. But just Warzone alone has generated over $7 billion in revenue, all from selling in-game cosmetic items, weapon blueprints, and operators, either through its Battle Pass, through limited time promotions, and that kind of thing. So while it's not exactly pay to win in Warzone, there have been so many instances over the past few years that spending money in the game can actually help you. There was a Mac 10 blueprint from the store that was better than the regular base gun with the exact same attachments due to having a better damage profile. And I mean, who can forget the years of torment from the rose skin being almost impossible to see in any sort of shadow on the map, and for a dark map, rose ran supreme for a very long time. Even more recently, the Terminator skin from a Terminator bundle, was basically invisible on the map, especially if it was lying prone or it's just standing still in general. These all eventually get patched or removed, but never with any sort of urgency. Pretty much if the game is making money, things won't get patched. If there was a problem, the Battle Pass has never been down. There's never been an issue with the store. And if it is, it's one of the quickest things you will ever see patched in Call of Duty. There were game-breaking bugs that will last for months. And if there was truly an unintentional benefit, Call of Duty can fix it as soon as they can. They would almost instantly. But when it comes to the Battle Pass, things like this being sold over and over again and over while people pick up that it's broken, things will just stay that way. And they milk as much money as they can out of us. And for a free game, can you really blame them? This is how they keep the game going. This is how they pay the devs. And obviously, they are turning a huge profit. So they are winning at the end of the day. So these are just some examples of a few different pay-to-win things in the game that can last for months at a time. Activision knows what it's doing and will sell items in the store for as long as possible. In terms of the Battle Pass, even if you don't purchase it, there's always free items that are there available to all players. This is either the new guns or new equipment, things you'll need in the game, or things that might tempt you to buy the Battle Pass and try and get more rewards out of it. And with the LTM modes, the limited time modes as they are now, you can join in and earn rewards just by playing, or you can buy your way to better items in the rewards. It's up to you. But just imagine there was a whole mode in which you couldn't play unless you paid money. So the current event at the moment is the Get High event. It rewards players with stickers, calling cards, operators, and finally there is the new Ladra gun in there at the end. Pretty much rewards XP, which you can get in all the game modes. You don't have to play the Get High event, but the mode itself is very fun. It's chaotic, it's fast paced, and you can do a lot of cool things. All the things you want in a limited time mode. The gameplay is different. You can do these huge jumps. It's kind of like the Halloween events where fun things will happen. The game's like blacked out, different. There's ghosts chasing around. It could be anything. And these kinds of things bring people to enjoy the game in a different way. And it just goes to show how much they can do in the game that they don't allow consistently. Like, we used to complain that movement was too slow, but then all of a sudden in the Halloween event, you can do these huge jumps, you have speed boosts and everything. That can be part of the game, they're just not. So in the limited time mode, you can really enjoy these kinds of different broken mechanics and trying different things. But I can't imagine having that whole mode paywalled. But the thing is, it wouldn't surprise me. So back in the day, microtransaction just weren't a thing. When Call of Duty first came out, it was a multiplayer. You paid, $60, $80, whatever it was for the game. You had it. You could play online if you want to, but multiplayer was the bread and butter. And you pretty much bought the game as it was. Before online play became a thing where you needed to update all the time, you really didn't have a need to pay the company, Activision, any more money than just buying the base game. But eventually, in Advanced Warfare, loot boxes became a thing. So microtransactions started, and originally they were frowned upon. A lot of people didn't like that they were pay to win aspects. You could get items that were really, really good. But eventually it became the norm. People got more accepting of it and they just enjoyed it. It was a high. It was a rush to try and get a rare item out of a loot box. You would save up all your points to eventually get a box and you could open it up. Anything could happen in there. There were rarer boxes. Or you pay money and you could open as many boxes as you want to. A few countries did start regulating this as gambling, in-game gambling. So similar to the sporting title FIFA, with a younger audience, it's not a great look. So the devs decided to find another way. They pretty much saw what was coming, that eventually this would be regulated into oblivion and they wouldn't be able to do it unless they became like a mature 18 plus only game. It would be gambling. So they found another way, and hence the Battle Pass started to come into fruition. So paywalling on limited time modes might be seen as like a doomsday in COD. That COD is dead. People are never going to let this happen. It's going to suck, and they're just sucking all the money out of the game. The soul is gone. But in reality, it's probably going to work. It's sadly going to work. Just because people will eventually have the fear of missing out. The FOMO. FOMO hits hard in Call of Duty, and it's the reason so many things sell so well. People think, this is limited. Oh my God, look how cool this skin is. Look at this gun. The blueprint is insane. I need it. It's going out of the store. The Battle Pass is about to expire. I better just buy it. Same thing happened with loot boxes back in the day. They first came in. The fear of missing out. Oh my God, imagine the items I'm missing out by not doing this. I need to open as many boxes as I can. And Personally, I never really got sucked into the loot boxes too much. I did enjoy it. It was fun to open them up, see what you could get. I never paid a cent to try and get these microtransactions done. I was totally against it. I hated the idea of microtransactions. Same with FIFA. There were FIFA points that you could buy to open up more packs to get more players into your ultimate team. Eventually, I did cave. I did start paying for some microtransactions in FIFA, but with a huge buyer's remorse, a huge regret. It just wasn't the type of gamer that I was, and not something that I enjoyed doing. When you look back at the money that you can rack up, it can add up very, very quickly. The culture of it's only a couple bucks here and there, whether it's for the Battle Pass in Call of Duty, whether it's for FIFA packs, FIFA points, that's a pretty common acceptance now. People will say, just buy this bundle, it's only a couple bucks. Just buy the Battle Pass, it's only a couple bucks. And the benefit that Call of Duty gave with the Battle Pass in Warzone was that you would get COD points back, and it would give you more than what you needed to get the same points that you put in. So I think the Battle Pass costs 1,100 COD points. You would get back 1,300 if you completed the entire Battle Pass. Now that's good. It means you could keep rolling it over, and every season you would get the Battle Pass. It just means you have to keep playing to keep that rolling over. And if you didn't, if you took some time off, or you didn't enjoy the game and you had to go away, you'd have to pay your way to finish the Battle Pass. It would run out of time. You would just run out of time, and you need to get it done. You just pay your way to get it done. Especially, they started forcing the idea that, well, they knew what they were doing. The new broken guns. So every time a new gun would come out per season, it would be the meta. You'd need this gun to compete with everyone else who's playing. And it's the first to get it, knows how broken it is. They get the advantage. They'll pay for the Battle Pass and tier skips. So, you know, page 5 or page 7 is where the guns are. They'll get it, they'll unlock it, they'll level it up faster than everyone else. And if you're just doing a regular Battle Pass playthrough, or you don't even have the Battle Pass, you still play through, you can get the gun for free, but it will take you time. And time is the trade-off. So yeah, you can have all the same benefits if you put in the time. Some people, they don't have the time to play, to dedicate. They say, let me just buy it. It's my money, I can enjoy it how I want to. And that's the culture of Call of Duty now. That's the culture of gaming. So unfortunately, I don't see them forcing a limited time mode behind a paywall as anything different to that. Anything different to any other microtransaction. It's going to suck. There's going to be a huge fear of missing out. If you see content creators, you know, they're going to promo and market the absolute crap out of it themselves, Call of Duty. If it's a thing, they're going to want people to go in. The modes are going to be great. They are going to have to be great to get people's interest. There might be a flop every now and again where the game mode sucks and people are saying, what a waste of money. But I think for the most part, if they're going to paywall that, they're going to know people are going to enjoy it, and they're going to make it so people do enjoy it, spread the word, fear of missing out, and especially if there's rewards at the end of it, if it's a limited time mode where you get a blueprint, which again, could be broken, could be meta, if it gives you a new gun. And the next step of that, imagine it gives you a gun that is not obtainable any other way. Whether that gun is broken or not, that's going to be, it's going to get people talking. It's going to get people very upset, and rightly so, I think. For a game that is free to play, you kind of expect you can all have access to the same thing, and if you want to spend a little bit extra for some cosmetics, fair enough. You can see how that model has worked so well over the last few years for Warzone. It's done extremely well. Warzone is extremely popular and profitable. And if you just look across the road at Fortnite, it's done the same thing. There is a Battle Pass that have different options where you can pay for an entire season, and there's different bonuses. There's other different ways you can pay, and they're marketing for the game. They get new bundles like seemingly every week. There is new collaborations. It's just a money-making machine. And unfortunately, That's the way it is. That's the way it is, and I just don't see any way of that changing. It's just going to remain that way. If anything, it's going to keep getting worse and worse. Starts with guns and broken things, pay to win. Then it's going to be game modes, I guess, unless there's a big revolt. It's really up to the way people react to the way they bring new things like this in. I just don't have the faith that there's going to be enough of an uproar, consistent of an uproar, to putting things behind a paywall in that way. I think there will be some people who find it disgusting and find it bad and terrible and will give the game up 100%. I just think the amount of people that will give in and happy to pay the money, happy to pay for limited time modes behind a paywall, happy to give in to that, will encourage games like Call of Duty and companies like Activision, Microsoft, to keep going with those kinds of practices. It's the same as the way microtransactions first came into Call of Duty. If there was enough of an uproar and consistent of an uproar to stop playing the game and not give in and not pay money, then who knows? They might have never been able to consistently release microtransactions in games. Who knows what could have happened if enough people just didn't like it. But the unfortunate fact is, the way we look back at it now, enough people enjoyed it that they thought it was a win, continue to build on it, and it just keeps going. There's no looking back now. It's never going to not exist. It's going to be in gaming forever now. Unfortunately, microtransactions are just a part of gaming at this point. But I'd love to know what you guys think out there. Am I faded? Am I just... But I'd love to know what you guys think. Am I faded for this take? Do you think there will be no way that microtransactions and a paywall for limited time modes take effect in Call of Duty? Is that something just completely too far? If you do think so, I'd love to hear it. I would love to hear why you think that is the case and what you think will happen when eventually, if we do trust the Ghost of Hope, and he has been right more times than he's been wrong, eventually when it comes in, how do you think the community will react? How do you think gamers in general will react? And do you think this will be a thing? I'm not sure if this is a common practice in a lot of other games, whether there is, you know, certain modes you can play for free, certain modes you have to pay. I guess it kind of makes sense if you look at it that whilst you can play Warzone for free, you can't play Black Ops multiplayer or Modern Warfare multiplayer or any of the multiplayers because they are essentially a paywall feature now. It's not like they're a standalone game. It's all tied in together. And I guess you could look at it that those are just different modes of Call of Duty, which we are now paying for. They'll give free weekends, or, you know, upon release of the new game, maybe an update or a special promotion week, they'll give everyone access to either Nuketown or all the multiplayer maps for a limited time. Is that the same thing? Now that you think about it, is that the same thing as putting a limited time mode behind a paywall? It might be. So we'll let the rest of the gameplay play out. Once again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you soon.
Operator, establishing score streak. Your squad made it to the safe zone. Only 4 left. advanced UAV. Contract failed. Objective lost. Enemy airstrike in the area. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy precision Enemy UAV is online. Hostile airstrike incoming. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. You're in the top 3. Don't let up now. You're in the last. Now finish. Less than 5 were still standing. Next time we'll